If you're looking to buy Binance Coin, now is the time. While the sky is falling for the rest of the crypto market, Binance Coin is holding firmly above this support and is looking primed for a massive breakout. Bitcoin took a massive plunge. After hitting an all-time high of $108,000, it fell nearly 12% all the way down to $95,000 and is currently around $97,000. As a result, many of the other cryptocurrencies in the space have fell significantly more. For instance, looking at Cardano, you can see that we hit the top of this range and then fell back down and are now nearing the bottom of this range. That's a downward move from this latest swing high of about 35% or 3 times more than Bitcoin. During that same time period, Binance Coin stayed well above the top of this support here and actually bounced cleanly off, not closing a candle underneath the bottom end of this support zone. Zooming out on the weekly chart for Binance Coin, it looks extremely bullish. Unlike most of the other altcoins, we actually hit an all-time high in December and are now just coming down and retesting what used to be resistance and is now support. You can see here, we tried and failed to get above this region back in 2021 and as well did wick above and come back below in May of 2024. But very recently, we actually closed the candle above and have maybe wicked below, but have been unable to close a candle below this support zone, which is an extremely bullish looking price action for Binance Coin and much more bullish than some of the other altcoins that I've been looking at. Looking at the momentum indicators, they're less bullish, at least the waves are, because we are flashing a red dot. So I would beware that we do need to see maybe a little bit of consolidation or even some sort of a dip before, we can get excited and expect a massive run up, assuming, if we do close a candle below, there's a lot of downward action that we could potentially see if we break back into this range. The RSI looks okay. We're above this moving average here at around 59, which is an extremely reasonable RSI, especially given this huge impulsive move that we've seen with Binance Coin. But the waves, like I said, are flashing a red dot, and that is a little bit concerning. Now, looking at a smaller time frame like the daily, it tells a similar story actually. You can see we've been overextended on the waves in this positive momentum area for quite some time. The RSI dipped below the 47, so really the waves in the RSI are not necessarily in agreement because the RSI looks slightly bullish on the daily, so they kind of cancel each other out in a way. What I would do is I would just focus on the price action, and the price action looks extremely bullish because look at how many attempts Binance Coin has had closing below this area. Wick. That's 4 wicks under that got bid up by buyers and traders. There's just not enough downward pressure to actually close a candle underneath, basically showing how strong of a support this is, right? So as long as we remain above, this green line right here on the bottom band of this support zone, I'm bullish on Binance Coin. Now, if you were to make a trade here, I would put the stop loss right underneath here. I would look at maybe one of the wicks down here, or maybe this wick right here, and say, hey, this is going to be my stop loss. So that's good risk management because yes, if you go in a trade here, you might get stopped out, after it drops 4.5%, which would suck. But then you look, okay, where's my take profit? Well, let's take this all-time high right here and say that's going to be our take profit. That would be an increase of about 18%. So taking a trade here is great because you're looking at a loss of only 4.5% versus a profit of about 18%. Looking at the 2-hour candles, I did notice a W pattern where we did have this swing low here, followed by another swing low that was slightly higher than the previous one, validating this W pattern. So if we're also above support, and if we do see the candles start coming up here and then we break above this area here, that could be a W pattern that you might want to change. Not to mention the momentum indicators are showing that it is oversold on the 2-hour time frame, indicating seller exhaustion at a key area of support, making a slightly higher low than the previous swing low. So that's confluence where you have momentum indicators, support and resistance, and patterns all matching and aligning, which is extremely bullish. But keep in mind, this is on the 2-hour, which is a time frame that I personally don't tend to trade on because it's less reliable than the larger time frames, such as the daily and the weekly. I also noticed and wanted to share with you guys, if you look at this all-time high of $793 and draw a line from there all the way to this swing low right here at exactly $400 and extend it rightward, you can actually see that there's a Fibonacci retracement level at $643. What's interesting about that is if you zoom in and you look at this low right here, it stopped and bounced off exactly off of that Fibonacci retracement level. Now still, be careful, because if we do fall beneath that retracement level and close a candle beneath it, as well as closing a candle beneath the bottom of this support zone, we're just going to be falling back into this channel that we have been trading in for a very long time. And once we're in this channel, the real support, or the bottom of the channel, is as low as, $200. So, you don't know for sure, but I'm just saying there isn't that much support that we could see on the way down here. It is crucial that Binance Coin stays and closes enough candles above this area, and that we see a little bit of price action up here before before we get too bullish, because otherwise this could go wrong very, very quickly. So just be careful. We're not here to predict the future. We're here to look at where the price is in the present and make decisions based off of where it is in relation to support, resistance, and does it align with the momentum indicators, right? That's basically how I make my trades. That's how I recommend other people make their trades, because it doesn't rely on you necessarily being right. It just relies on you making a good risk to reward trade that aligns with multiple indicators at once, indicating that there's a decent likelihood that that trade is going to go in the direction that you placed it. Ultimately, however, if Bitcoin takes a massive dump, Binance Coin will also take a massive dump. So it's important to look at the Bitcoin chart and make sure that the conditions are okay for Bitcoin to continue going up. On the 2 hour, you can see that we're still very clearly in an uptrend. You can see that not only have we been getting higher highs, but the lows have been higher lows as well. And as long as we stay above, I would say around, the area that we're currently at, and don't drop back below $94,000, I would say that there's nothing too concerning going on with Bitcoin besides a totally healthy pullback after such a massive run up. Not to mention, we're seeing, clear indications of it being oversold on the momentum indicators. So I'm not too concerned about Bitcoin. You can also obviously zoom out to a bigger time frame and say, hey, you know what? Yes, it looks scary because, we've just been going up in a straight line and you never know when it's going to come down. But because we haven't broken underneath any, we haven't broken this uptrend at all, there is no reason to believe that the bull run is over or that Bitcoin's going to come down. Obviously it could, but I'm just saying nothing is indicating that right now at this very moment. Thanks for watching the video, and let me know down in the comments other cryptocurrencies you want me to take a look at.